Good afternoon and welcome to your show Comunidades, airing on KTGL and KSNN Channel 23. I am Geovannie and I'll be your host for today. And today I have the honor of interviewing Rosa Rivera. What an honor it is to talk to you, Rosa.
Geovannie, thank you so much. I love that. I feel very privileged and honored that you have asked me to be part of this show. So thank you so much for the invitation.
Rosa, let's go ahead and get started with the interview. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I was born in Mexico. We always have this. They tell us about dreams coming true. I have to tell you that my dream has come true. And I'll start by telling you, I came from Mexico. I was born in Mexico and I came to the United States in 1976. So I was about 13 years old, 12 years old, around there. And my parents wanted something better for their kids, a better life for us. So they decided to bring us all the way here to Garden City. It was not easy, I have to tell you. It was not easy for us. We started in Princeville. And in Princeville, they didn't have any bilingual. We were the only Hispanics in that town. The school, we were the only Hispanics. We struggled for about 6 months. They could not understand us. We could not understand them. So it was not easy at first. And I have to admit, I cried almost every day coming home. It was not easy. I remember I even told my dad, I go, Daddy, you have ruined our lives. I don't know what made you think that this was going to be better for us, but this is a disaster. Like, we don't understand. They don't understand us. I don't know how you expect us to succeed. Like, it's not for us. Why did you do this to us? And my poor dad, said, no, just have it, give it time. Because, learning the language was not easy. Yeah, when you're 3, 4, you start kindergarten, it is easy. But when you start as a 6th grader, 7th grader, it's not easy. It's very hard to learn.
Now, Rosa, are you the oldest of your family, or?
No, I have an older brother.
You have an older brother. So how did they adjust to the culture?
You know what? I think they adjusted better than me, because I was the only one that would always be complaining to my dad. And I don't know if it's because I was the one that took school more serious and they were having fun. I don't know. But it was really hard for me. My older brother, he struggled too. He struggled, and my younger one, because we're only a year apart. So the 4 oldest, I feel like we all struggle. But I feel like I was the one that let my dad know more, just because it was not easy. It was not easy for me to see. Because, it's sad to say, but we did suffer discrimination. Like, they would blame us on everything that would happen. Because, you're new. You're new, and it's
being
not easy.
The first one that would speak Spanish, I bet you also felt a little bit lonely in the process.
Yeah, and being here now that I'm at this age and I look back, I understand why things happened, how it happened to us. It's because we were new to the place as well. People needed to adapt, to adjust to this new, people coming in, that they never had before. So, but, I have to tell you, after 6 months, they moved us to Garden City, which made the world of difference, because back then they did have the ESL class, English as a second language. I'll never forget. Now she's Margaret Quint. She was my ESL teacher. Amazing lady. Helped us out a lot and guided us a lot. And of course, after that, things got a lot more easier. For me, it was still hard to learn the language. It took me forever. I was 18 years old and I was still struggling with the language. It took me a while to be fluent. Like, I could not carry a conversation with someone for the longest time. So as a teller, being the first teller, I could probably just answer your question, move on, ask a question, and then, like I said, it took me a while to become fluent in my English. And again, because of that confidence, I didn't, you don't have that confidence.
So what made you decide to become the first teller that was bilingual?
As I was with my parents, I noticed how much they struggled with the language. I would always be translating for them. And one of the places would be the bank. younger, and I could hardly speak, but I was still able to translate for them.
Right.
I love numbers. I've always liked numbers. My dream was to be a CPA.
Okay.
But back in the days, my parents didn't know much about how to push you to go to school, about scholarships, about college. I didn't have that mentor, that person pushing me to continue that education. So seeing my parents, how they were struggling in the banking world, I'm like, what if I can work at a bank? And the opportunity came when I was a senior in high school. They sent me to a bank to interview for just a position at the bank, and I got hired as a senior in high school, and at that time is how I started working in banking.
So, how has your experience coming to a new country and learning a new language has helped you now that you are part of this great organization and have received this amazing award that we'll talk about it, during the next segment. But tell us, how has this helped you?
Wow, being bilingual, it's a big asset. Wow, it's the best thing when you're bilingual because coming into here by being bilingual, being the first Hispanic teller in Garden City, the first consumer loan officer in Southwest Kansas, has really helped me help a lot of people. They didn't go through the struggles that my parents did because they had me to guide them, to show them, the importance of a checking account, a savings account, credit, or, how to invest in a retirement account.
Such a great topic, Rosa. I think that our Hispanic community definitely needs more education in regards to finances. We will wait, we will go on break, and we hope to continue seeing KTGL and KSNN. This is your show, Comunidades.
How long was it?
8 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to your show, Comunidades. We are having a great conversation here with Rosa Rivera. Rosa, we were talking a little bit about your financing experience and how you are educating our community nowadays that you are in this position. Tell us about the award that you received.
Okay, and I'm going to go a little bit back before I get to my final award.
Go ahead.
I have to say, it has to do, getting this award has a lot to do with my customers, with the community. I started, my first show that I did was through High Plains Radio. It was in the late 80s, early 90s, if I remember right. And there was only one radio station, and it was only on Saturdays from 8 to 12, something like that. And it was called Sabadito Alegre. So that was my very first show that I did. And it was amazing. I helped a lot of people understand the banking world. Again, going back to the importance of that checking account, that savings account, establishing credit, the importance of investing into your retirement account. So I started there. Then I went on and I did like a TV program called Tres Comunidades. That was very interesting too. We would go on air and talk about the different ways, that people can learn how to establish that credit and other topics we covered.
So Rosa, very quickly, Sabadito Alegre en tres, what was
Comunidades.
it called? Tres Comunidades.
Three communities.
Did you do that in Spanish, or was that a bilingual show?
We did it bilingual.
Bilingual.
Yeah, it was a bilingual show. Yes. And then after that, we did have a radio show. And all of this was in the 90s. I did all this. A radio show called Temas y Debates. Issues and debates. After that, we did, I think those are the things that I've done. And then, I had the opportunity this year to be on Telemundo News. Telemundo Kansas.
Telemundo Kansas.
Telemundo Kansas, I think it's called. And I was on there. They told a little bit about my story. And then I've done so much for the community. I feel, a lot of people, I helped them start their first, their credit. And, it is so nice in the community when they stop you and they thank you. They still remember, hey, thanks to you, I have my first house. Thanks to you, I started my business and I've been so successful. Students, you're such a role model. Even my team, my group, my kids here feel like you've been a role model to us. We look up to you. All of that, you feel like it doesn't get noticed because I do a lot. Like I wait on customers, I still do loans, new accounts, retirement accounts. And then I also have 6 branches that I manage. I oversee
Rosa.
6 branches. I'm over all the retail department. This bank has been a blessing to me. They opened the doors. They opened the doors for me when they asked me to manage a bank inside the IBP plant that is now Tyson.
Right.
That was also huge because it was the first bank inside a beef plant. That was a huge success, and that's what opened the door to this
Opportunity.
success that I've had.
So was that the first bank that you managed, the one inside Tyson?
Mm-hmm. That was my first management job as a branch manager. Yes. And I give thanks to Blake Waters because he's the one that gave me the opportunity. I was very comfortable at the bank in Holcomb. I told him no like 4 times for a whole month. He didn't give up. I thank him now and I tell him, Blake, thank you so much for not giving up on me because thanks to you, I'm where I'm at right now. You opened that door for me. You gave me that opportunity to manage that branch. And thanks to that, now I manage 6 branches, and so I keep really busy and you feel like, I don't even think about it, but I don't think anybody notices. And then when the day comes and I get an email saying, hey, you've been nominated as the 2022 Outstanding Women in Banking, and you're one of our honorees. Can we set up an appointment? We would like to interview you. I'm like, what?
Wow.
How did this happen? This is just, I don't know, Geovannie. This is just something extra, unexpected. Being here, talking to you is also another nice opportunity that I was not planning on. And it feels wonderful. That tells you that people do notice.
They
People
do.
do appreciate everything you do for them. But I repeat it and I tell it every opportunity I get. If I'm here, it's because of my people. My people have put me in the position I'm at, and I'll never, ever forget that.
Now you mentioned, Rosa, about this, leader giving you that opportunity to manage that first branch inside of Tyson. Can you think of anybody else that has kind of pushed you to become,
Absolutely.
the best version of yourself?
Yes, I had a mentor. Her name was Terry Ginther, and that's when I was a teller at it was Garden National Bank and then Bank 4. Again, from Mexico, no confidence. I didn't want to do anything. I would always say no. She would give me, hey, Rosa, let's do this. No, I didn't trust myself, and she still pushed me. She would never take a no for an answer. She would push me and push me. She finally said one day, she's like, Rosa, you gotta stop. Says, I cannot believe I have more confidence in you than you do in yourself.
Right.
You're knowledgeable. You have the experience. You can do this and you're gonna do it. Like she would push me and thanks to her, I decided, what, she's right. And thanks to her, I have succeeded. I have really looked for the opportunities to be successful in my career because of her. So yeah, she was a huge mentor for me. And Blake Waters, another one. The one thing I have to tell you about Tyson that I loved, in those 5 years that I was there, helping those people, I probably talked to over 2,000 employees about, again,
finances, home loans, credit. Yes.
I did classes for over 2,000 employees. We had the best plant manager back in the day that they would set aside the time for them. So very, very happy with what we did in Tyson.
So, Rosa, let's take a pause there and we will be back with your show, Comunidades.